Archon OG with a one-game lead currently over Team Archon after their push strat failed to find its timing, but Game 2 is a new day, it's a new life. It is Blitz.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, it's weird because I'm trying to think. I always try to think about what I would feel in that position, and obviously those guys are much better than me, and I've never been in the position of playing for a major. I remember when we played like the TI4 quals, and it's like you have this pre-prepared strategy, you lose with it, and it's. I don't want to say it's Archon's ace in the hole, but it's probably something that they've been running quite often. They didn't rely on it, but they expected to win with it, so they wouldn't have used it, and it just got shut down.
But it's also one of those things that we've kind of expected from Bluff in the past. Remaining. Like when he drafts lineups like this, it's either we're gonna win with it, or we're gonna lose horribly. We're gonna miss our timing, and we just accept the fact. We move on. We find a new one, and just do another one. It's just like I've got like here's all my cards.
The way that you said that made it sound like you just said you're either gonna win with it or you're gonna lose with it. Which are literally the two options. Some great. Some great
oh my god.
Good times.
Okay, yeah. The point I was trying to make is they're accepting of the result. No matter if it's win or lose, they know what they're gonna do.
Of course they're accepting the result. What are they gonna do? They're gonna challenge it and say, "Guys, we should have won that game. Can we redo that one?"
No. God damn you, Blitz. God damn you to hell.
I'm here to blame you so Reddit doesn't, man. You say stuff like that, I gotta keep you on your toes.
I don't know how to express it better than that. I'm actually sitting here trying to think of a better way to express it.
Give up.
But there is no way. I'm just gonna sit here in my hole. And we move on with that draft. This time it's actually OG that bans the lone druid. But no Earth Spirit in this game. No Chen, no Wisp. What would you prioritize as number one, Blitz? What's your number one hero for Team Archon?
You got Nature's Prophet.
True, the MP is still there, but that should go for the VS.
Dire team pick.
That is surprising. I think OG might. I think there's a good chance though that OG's gonna go for the Nature's Prophet. It's such a tier 1 offlaner right now that I feel like you almost should grab him when you can.
What do you think about the support Nature's Prophet from the last game? Like Flock with his double nulls. Like, was it the presence you were expecting from the Prophet?
I think it's kind of an interesting idea.
10 seconds remaining.
The problem with it is just you have this really specific timing window. All these teams, the reason why Dota's gone so good is before you would just play, and Dota's like this super free-flowing game. But now that's only true to a certain extent. Teams are so good that it's almost become StarCraft-esque in the way that they plan things. Okay, you're gonna hit this item timing, then we're gonna go here, we're gonna do this, then we're gonna take this tower. You can't plan it out to the second or the minute or anything, because that's where, you know, the free-flowing comes in, the laning phase. But for the most part, you have these like really specific timings that you hit. And for a support NP, that's gonna go like double null tossman and a blade mail. There's not a lot of wiggle room or errors that you can make. There's a time period where you're just gonna straight up lose.
Yeah. Unless that push worked, which it didn't.
No.
Well, OG, they've, at least for the first pick, bypassed Nature's Prophet and gone back in for this Bat Rider selection.
Lion. 5 seconds remaining.
And they actually are going to completely leave it alone. Yeah, they go for the same two heroes they had in their last game. Obviously they can't replicate the same lineup because Lone Druid's been banned, but like Fly didn't really seem to have that much of a problem with his line. He was always in range, he was always there to help out. He was kind of like, yeah, because I know we were talking a lot about the Earthshaker of Crit, like his movements across the map, but Fly was kind of like the unsung support hero on that top lane.
Man, that's just, what do you even do right now? They're comfortable with the Enchantress, but they picked it and the hero just got stomped.
Yeah.
But
do you just go again? Like, do you have confidence in yourself and say, you know what guys, like, if at first you don't succeed, draft the same thing again?
And that's kind of the issue, right? What are you supposed to do in a situation where one of the heroes that you're most comfortable with just gets stomped? You just have to re-ante up though and kind of disregard last game, chalk it up to a failed strategy, and I think you move on.
With a VS, they got pretty much any direction they want to go to move on, as we're going to start to stack auras. Beastmaster and Vengeful Spirit are going to be the first two pickups here from Team Archon. So at least now they've got the ability to get vision on that Batrider. They don't have to wait for that long timing of the Aghanim Scepter of the Night Stalker. They can get the Hawks up and see the Batrider coming. That's an upside with the pick. And they actually banned the Enchantress themselves.
Yeah, I thought for a second that OG would take it themselves after they grabbed the Batrider, but you know, they're just like, whatever, take it. We have Batrider, you have Enchantress. We're completely comfortable with that trade.
I wonder, they like, when you ban the Enchantress, like, you've taken out like the second primary pushing jungler. Like, how's Team Archon then want to work out their lanes? In the back of my mind, I've just got Fluff's Visage in my head with the Drought Ranger, like, to like buff everything, with a Beastmaster as well, and just go full aura. That's one way you could then walk over OG.
10 seconds remaining.
Beastmaster Radiant though, just really strong. You need something that can control the Roshan vision at the same time.
Yep.
And it's a hero that can always do that. I think Beastmaster is one of the strongest offlaners. He can't get NP and some others. I think Beastmaster works really. I think Nature's Prophet though is still up there. I would say Lone Druid is still up there, but he's so often banned that it doesn't really matter too much. It's kind of cool though to see the evolution of like the true 2-3 position come back in, as opposed to when we saw just like a bunch of initiators in the offlane.
Oh.
Nice, they gotta take out OG's Gyrocopter. No easy teamfight control at least, but you've still got the Batrider in line. And OG again in this second phase, they focus on banning out against the mid before they actually have theirs. In this game though, there's a lot more options for the mid. Like, it's not as heavily banned, because right now it's like, what, Invoker's been removed and like, they ran Lone Druid in the last game in the mid. I don't think we're going to really count that as like a big one. And they should take out the Pugna. It protects the Zeus at least, so he doesn't blow himself up from the Death Ward, but is there something more which maybe Archon's been doing in scrims that we could read from that Pugna ban?
I think it's just a good hero against both Lion, Zeus, Batrider. They don't have any ways to kill the Death Ward either. The Nether Ward. It's an overall good pickup. It would have been a good pickup from Archon, because it's rare to see this much spam out ability on one team lined up like this.
5 seconds remaining.
You start your draft off with like instantly 3 intel heroes. And OD still in the pool, however.
Team pick.
So mid lane from Archon looks pretty damn solid. Like, it's Zeus versus OD. Like, what was it? Sin was saying yesterday, like, no one really wins a lane against Zeus. Like, it's just a trade-off lane against Zeus, so everyone's just gonna get levels. And ET.
I think there are plenty of heroes that beat Zeus.
Okay.
Like,
really?
Like
so that's it. Syndra's just shut down. Because Sin was basically saying, like, if you go to Zeus, like, you sit back and you arc lightning. So you're always gonna get farm, you're always gonna get levels, but you're never gonna find a kill. So you can easily just get a hero that will trade against the Zeus, unless you had something like a roaming bounty hunter, which would screw with him.
OD's gonna get like. OD should get free farm, so OG probably have to try to lock this hero down a few times.
That's what the ET can kick.
It's not even locked up 100% that Zeus is going to be mid. Maybe it's a support. I've been playing some China pubs. Everybody plays it like off lane and support. That's really weird. That ET pick though, this is like team pure nuking ability. The Elder Titan plus Zeus combo, by the way, was really popular for time period. It's like you use the ET. Oh, it was Cloud9 that actually did it. It was the No-Tail team.
Was it?
Yeah, it was the No-Tail version where they were doing Zeus ET. Because you just send out the spirit with the aura, then your Zeus does like 5,000 damage in a fight. It's amazing.
I remember, what was it, CIS rejects that used to do it with a sniper pickup? They'd throw the spirit over and then just assassinate the mid.
Didn't an ET get picked yesterday and win?
Yeah, it was
VG.
Yeah, VG Gaming did it. The Mirana pickup from Team Archon, so Floss actually going back to a classic draft of his, like drafting the Mirana and the OD. He used to actually be the Mirana player, and then he switched it. Like, he hasn't actually played Mirana in his last 50 games. He actually gave the role to Whitebeard instead.
Team Archon.
Last ban of Spectre. I really like Archon's draft now, though. It's a lot more stable. I think OG is the better team overall, but I think Archon, this is a draft that they have a chance with.
They could just find those early kills. As if OD doesn't answer back. If you're the Zeus in this game, like obviously, like you build into your ether lens, but do you rush up the Veil of Discord? Like, how's the synergy work with the ET? Like, is that just that you remove resistance and you amplify everything as well?
Yeah.
wondering if anyone even can survive that. Because they got, like, Beastmaster's the only strength hero in their lineup.
5 seconds remaining.
Alright, so they ban out the Slark.
Dire team pick.
OG have a hero left to go. Presumably it'd be a core, and that's what Archon thinks it is with their last 2 bans.
Yeah, just the safe laner.
Yeah. Pick something, I would like them to pick something fairly active, actually. Just so that they can kind of run, get map control. But they have so many map control heroes, Toby, you had no idea. It's like Batrider Zeus. Take something else, then how does Archon leave their base? The laning phase goes well for OG like it did in the last game, which
5 seconds
OG are want to do.
Can't surprise they actually ban out the Spectre themselves, because then it would just be like full team kind of global thing.
I feel like it would have affected their lanes too much though. Like their laning phase would have been bad.
Could you get away with like Nature's Prophet safe lane in this game? Because they're still lacking the ability to go high ground with this lineup. They can get pickoffs to their heart's content.
That is true, actually.
But they can't actually breach the high ground.
Yeah, but if you start a game 50-0, I'm sure the other team quits. Just by, like, default.
Yep. It's hard to argue that logic. You could say they'd have the choice to lose the game. Alright. And who else is left as the #1 position? An active hero that can play the safe lane. Wouldn't get completely disintegrated by the OD. I'm still also waiting for like this. Like, it shouldn't be a last pick draw from Archon. OG is really not sure. They're taking 16 seconds to get this last. Okay, they're gonna go PL.
Team Archon's turn.
There is no illusion clear on Team Archon's lineup. Like, but then again, this is the new PL. It's not as important.
Yeah. What Archon have OD?
Yeah, it just drops. Yeah.
It's not just that. The Arcane Orb destroys the illusions. You do so much more damage, but Ember plus OD, I think that's enough to deal with the PL. Honestly, it's just. For me, I think this game almost entirely comes down to Toby, if they can stop OG's aggression. OG is the type of team that will just fight 4v5 and leave you feeling helpless, because you have the ever-looming threat of this one hero left that you haven't dealt with. But Archon, they've got a decent draft. If they're gonna win, this might be it.
They've also got like big elements of their own aggression. Like you're talking about all the nuke damage which OG is capable of pumping out, but a quick imprisonment into arrows.
Yeah, the laning phases go pretty well.
Prepare for battle.
We may have to restart Dota. We will have to restart Dota. Let's just hope that this.
It would be sort of funny to see what the game would. Are you trying to say that there have been problems, Toby?
I would never say such a thing. Alright, so we'll go back to our coming up screen, because I'm going to need to restart Dota completely, because right now we've got Circle 1 versus Circle 2.
Toby, they have a
So we'll switch off my screen.
"30 seconds to battle."
Miracle though. Ooh, this is scary by Miracle. If he walks back up here.
Alright, I have heroes. We're good. We're golden.
The arrow? The dream?
Never refuse gold given.
He felt it, he saw it, he dodged it. Alright, so now that we can get our bearings back again.
The 5-man smoke ink that ultimately led to them getting one bounty rune at least.
To describe it, guys, they Archon ran up here and then went down that direction. So that's kind of like the play there. These lanes look a lot more normal, apart from the fact that it looks like Archon is actually switching around here. So Jo is going to take the OD to the bottom lane, and they push the Ember into the mid up against the Zeus.
Alright. This matchup is kind of annoying for the Ember Toby in the beginning, just because Arc Lightning gets rid of your shield almost immediately, and the Zeus does okay. As long as you don't get bursted, and you mess up by wasting the bolt and having no mana, you should almost always be able to get rid of the Flame Guard. And that's almost all of Ember Spirit's offensive potential, right?
Fluff. Imprisoment's back off cooldown, and Moon, like, if Jo can just get in range here for the Imprisonment, they've kind of got it, but they throw the arrow out anyway, and the damage, it will be enough. The Bat Rider will drop. And first blood goes the way of Team Archon. I don't know if they actually missed that combo as well, because I jumped down to bottom lane just at the tail end of that little like first attack into Moon, and the Imprisonment was on cooldown, and so was the arrow. But he was still at like 2/3 of his life. But this time it works, and Whitebeard's already on the rotation to mid.
They need he wants to help this out if possible, and this is pretty much the perfect timing. The Ember Spirit has a level 3,
top lane.
Level 2 Flame Guard.
Spirit's down. Stun's gonna land from Fly. Miracle. He's got lands off cooldown in 1 second time, and Crit. Are they gonna go under it? The balls are down, so they're gonna slob Crit, and Crit's taking way too much damage from that tower. With the ball that's still there, Crit is actually going to go down to the Beastmaster. Miracle's dive is able to ensure the off-laner kill, but Beastmaster is still the one as an off-laner that finds that kill. And on bottom lane, Moon hit by another arrow, and this is going to be the death of the Bat Rider. There is no escape from this. It'll be a 3-for-1, and the only kill OG have got was a trade-off that allowed the Beastmaster to find his own kill.
Yeah, Boo's going to be incredibly satisfied with that, and I think part of it too is it's just kind of a relief, like, okay, we can hang with these guys, and I think that means a lot more than people realize. Just the simple kind of confirmation that you're going to be okay in this game. With this 3-1 lead, probably telling themselves it's okay, that arrow just barely misses its mark. Yeah, it misses 2 heroes, it's like, oh.
Threads the needle.
Exactly. But No-Tail is still doing really well in this lane with the 2 levels of Arc early. The Ember Spirit is struggling. Still trading CS though. Just HP is a little bit rough for him. And doesn't quite have the bottle because he opted to go for the Magic Stick first, which I'm not 100% sure if that's the play. Especially when the Zeus has so much mana left over. You have to be able to trade the bottle hits and the amount of farm. Monkey's River cops 1 Arc Lightning. The second will be enough to take down that level 2 Flame Guard. Just so weak.
Waiting for this Whitebeard maneuver. Like, this Observer one from OG is at least able to scout out Whitebeard's movement. So when he comes to the mid, then Zeus knows to play more defensively. Moon now, like, the creep wave's kind of underneath his own tier 1 tower. He's going to lose control of this thanks to the pull that came from Fluff. But he knows that Whitebeard is on the hunt for him, so he can play more defensive, or then again, the arrow from Whitebeard is maybe a little bit too late. Nope, it hits the mark perfectly. There's still the stun from Fluff as well, so Moon will die once again as Jo claims his 2nd kill for the game.
They made absolute sure that he got that last hit too, because they know that he's not getting the best CS. This Bat Rider is just kind of throwing stickies on him and being annoying, and he's had to move around a lot. They have to make sure that this guy catches up or keeps even with the Phantom Lancer. And if you look at the net worth, like, the PL is still ahead despite all of this. And that's just because he's had nearly perfect CS. And he's got the benefit of having a kill on top of that. So they have to pump this OD up as much as they can. Jo might feel comfortable right now, but he has to know by this point. He's probably telling his team, I'm really far behind in CS right now. We have to get something done.
I'm still wondering though if that kill on top lane was really worth it, because now you got a Beastmaster who's just gone Iron Talon straight to the jungle. He took 3 levels off that top lane and now is 4.5. He got another level and a half out of the jungle just in the last minute and a half. But I suppose, like, compared to flash farming of a Bat Rider, it's not really that strong.
Moon's got a lot of stacks to work with here, and that's courtesy of Crit, who was in the mid lane, kind of harassing out a little bit.
Are they hunting for Crit? Crit's playing like classic Jimmy style.
Crit.
Hide in the trees, don't reveal yourself, and now, no, he's dead. He's gonna go for the stomp, but Fluff is still far enough away. Crit doesn't even have the mana TP out, and again, they let the OD take the kill.
Because they know, they have to know. He's behind in farm. You have to let him take these if possible. Like, even despite the killing speed that he's on, Miracle's ahead in network.
Spirit jump, Monkey's gonna have a crack here at No-Tail. Where's that arrow flying in? It's gonna be perfect. No-Tail, he actually continued his line with that arrow. Must not have seen it coming. And Ember Spirit will now get the kill on the Zeus.
I don't even think you could do much at that point. Like, Zeus isn't a very fast hero. Turn rate's okay, but he wasn't able to respond to that just because there's like half a second for him. He would have had to already start turning and anticipating it, Toby. This Beastmaster though is getting a fair amount of levels like we talked about. We sort of expected that. The good news for Moon is that he continues to get some farm in the jungle, so things are still okay. And you've got the Miracle Phantom Monster getting absolute free farm, which it's never good.
Jumping in again on No-Tail. Thunder God's Rant's gonna pop out, but you got both Magic Missile as well as the arrow. No-Tail almost finds a fall, but crit! He gets enough damage. Ember Spirit will be the trade-off. So Elder Titan's able to leech a fair amount of levels out of that.
Top tower is under attack.
Still, he didn't get the last hit, and the Zeus isn't getting any of this experience.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But Miracle is taking that top tier 1. Bottom lane TP, Moon. He starts sticking Napalm over on Jo, and Jo just turns. Crit's the only one rotating down here, and his Spirit's already out for a long time, but he's got the Arcane rune, so he's not too sad about everything he's using.
Yeah, right now, One Piece Forever just TP's back mid. He's got 4 levels of the Flame Guard now. Should be enough to take everything minus the Thunder God's Wrath. So No-Tail has to be somewhat careful that he just gets gone on. And again, it's just continue to make space for PL. This is going to be the central game plan for OG. The laning phase has really not gone as well as they had expected. Archon's done a pretty good job there, but OG, they kind of seem in their comfort zone still. Because like,
Spirit jump. They're going again on mid. The arrow flies in. No-Tail. This time he'll dodge it. The Flame Guard's burning him down, and what a stomp from Crit. No-Tail's got his Lightning Bolt ready, but they go for the double stun fly, actually curving that impale. And he's able to pick up both the heroes. Lion takes one, Zeus takes the other, but it's the stun that holds them there.
And No-Tail just lines it up. He waits, fly TPs in with the Ravage essentially.
Is Moon able to get this kill on bottom lane too? With the Roar, the OD ulti, they're trying to kill Moon off so quickly. They're able to do so, but you just expended 2 big ultimates to ensure that kill. But they do keep Jo alive.
The Roar isn't even that big of a deal. It's the Sanity's Eclipse. Plus the fact that Jo, again, still continues to struggle to get CS. All of these things are great. You've got 3 kills and 2 assists on your OD, but he's still behind by 700 net worth on that Phantom Lancer, and you haven't had anything to deal with him. And even more importantly than that, Toby, is that OG are power leveling their supports. You've got a level 4 Mirana and a level 4 Vengeful Spirit that are desperately trying to split XP. Crit's already level 5. Fly has long been level 6, and he's going to pick up this Invis rune. He has his ultimate available. This is such a danger zone right now for Archon.
He can solo so many, especially if like you caught with that Flame Guard down. You get the initial stun, throw the Spirit out, and boom. Monkey's gonna walk into it. So Fly starts it, finger, lightning bomb.
The stomp, the natural order is enough. Really well done too. I think that was Crit's clarity that was put on him before, so he had enough mana to cast it. That's just really good team play. Things that you don't really talk about but notice.
And now Archon will shift their lanes up. So OD got a lot out of the early game. Obviously not in CS, but it's still with 3-0-2. Jo can't be too sad. But it's just now when you push the Ember to the bottom lane. You get him his bigger farm, his safer farm. And my answer is instantly no. That should push Monkeys back to the mid lane.
I'm not sure why. I feel like they shouldn't have rotated the OD in the first place. The Ember just has to play more back, or he has to go for kills. The problem is that you're ganking a level 7 PL. So what you normally do, Toby, in this situation is you go gank the safe lane, and it's like a level 3 or level 4 support and an underleveled carry. But that timing window is long since run out because OG have been the aggressors. So you've got these 2 supports that are constantly running around, creating havoc and making it difficult for them to ever rotate. So now you're a level 8 Ember Spirit that's running into a level 7 Lion. Like, the disparity isn't there for him to be able to just YOLO in.
Here comes the gank. They lost the vision though because the Hawk's a little bit too far away, but they know exactly where Miracle's gone. So it's going to be Raw into Arrow. Now they've got multiple Miracles to choose from, and even more of them. As he doppelgangers himself away from this one with the Starfall, they reveal the real one, but they actually go onto the wrong one. The Raw is available, but the Arrow hits. It's point blank range, they just use the Spirits to finish the rest of the job and hold on to that Beastmaster ultimate. But successful gank onto Miracle. But what's your trade-off? Bottom tower's already under pressure from OG.
Yeah, Moo's almost got his Necro Book 1.
Moon's almost got his Blink Dagger.
Yeah. It's a pretty good trade-off for them. He does have the Blink Dagger now, and this is going to be go time for them. But Archon's going to be breathing a sigh of relief that they were able to knock down the PL. Like, they really needed to deal with that hero at some point. And that's the highest net worth in the game. The OD continues to farm during this time and catch up. And that's a crazy thing to think about. The fact that he's still trying to catch up. And he's not just taking a dominant lead.
Can they go again here? YP is going to attempt it. Throws out a fish arrow. Miracle. Barely dodging it, didn't really fully see it coming, but the Thunder God's Wrath reveals Whitebeard as well as Moo's location. The bottom tower has already been brought down. Elder Titan is actually the one to get the last hit on that.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I think OG wanted to chance it to see if there was going to be a fight available. So they popped the ult just in case, but there's no... Well, the Beastmaster Roar is just cooled down. So they've got that available to them, but nothing else. I think they just want to farm for now, Archon, and maybe just rotate the Beastmaster a bit.
OG won't let him do it though. Like instantly the circle was drawn by OG saying we need to control up the entire Radiant jungle. They made a big circle around it from, I actually think it was Miracle that drew it. Now Blink Lasso, they found Miracle. Finger of Death and the Pulse from Zeus. Very quickly following up, JO to the front lines, but Monkeys trying to find revenge. The Spirit's down with the Stomp as well. Moves on top, a hell of a lot of damage here. JO with the orbs, that's not just doing enough, he needs one more attack in the room. The Sal protects him, 16 HP. He'll end up surviving until, well no, Beastmaster spoils the fun. So he'll catch out one, OD imprisonment, but JO, he's in pretty deep and Miracle just waits for him with his friends. There was not much the fluff and stuff could do. He already burned his swap and didn't have enough mana at the time. For a magic missile.
You got a Batrider in exchange for an OD and a Mirana. Gonna be incredibly happy with that trade, especially since, as luck would have it, Miracle was the one that got the last hit on the killing spree. This is gonna be really fast timing for him as he's got the Yasha completed, and Crit's got almost his Veil. Or that's what I imagine he's going.
Is Archon really forcing this issue? They moved very aggressively up past the Roshan pit, like YP was getting in position to throw out an arrow, and they're just running with Necropooks or something.
I don't think they were going for Roshan their own or anything like that.
It's just a kill on mid, it just seemed to be an odd way to approach it, especially after that fight just happened.
How many smokes does Archon have left? They have one? It's not bad. They need one to be able to kill Miracle, but probably even more importantly than that, like the smoke usage for individual kills W I think is not that important anymore. It's for objectives. So probably contest like the next Roshan or something, like you hold on to it, there's no real reason. But the longer this kind of situation goes, Miracle just farms while his team farms behind him. They're going to smoke up now and look for an opportunity and create more space for this guy. And that's something that I'm really starting to realize, that a lot of OG's game plan is just let Miracle do what he wants. Accomplish some space for him. They're gonna invade the Radiant side jungle and maybe even wrap around a mid. All the spell usage is gonna get spotted in this bottom lane, if anybody was looking. Crit's even gonna reveal himself now as they realize that smoke just isn't gonna do much.
They're looking to have a crack at Miracle. Archon wrap around. Rest of OG's already here, and they put down an Observer Ward. There's already one for the Radiant side. And Archon, are they going to go for the loop around? Or do they run at him directly? Like a defensive Spirit is down, the Hawk is giving a lot of vision here for Archon, but they already get the Blink Blast through. JO's going to die before this fight even begins. And without him, Archon can't take this. And then they actually lose their Observer Ward as well.
I was about to go down. Losing JO was
the bigger thing.
Yeah, that Observer Ward is more just the amount of gold that you get. It's like a cherry on top, but you don't really care too much as...
Now you lose your tier 1 tower as well.
Yeah, that was crazy. Archon had vision too, because they had the Hawk down. OG just played faster than they expected.
Radiant's middle tower.
Now that tier 1 tower stays a numbered. Fortification will make at least the seconds last a little bit longer as Whitebeard attempted the denial. Not going to happen, PL hits the target. And Crit's already got his Spirit out in the field, so if Archon want to fight into this, they've got to be careful for Crit. Okay, hit by arrow and he's left for dead. OG has just abandoned him, they accept the loss.
Yeah, Archon originally wanted to smoke into mid and take the objective of the mid tower, like look for a mini skirmish.
Also they're forcing it again. Like there's no lasso up, so Moon doesn't have that control factor. And Notel's also very low on mana. The arrow flies up and fly. Oh, that's a good 5 second stun. VS actually swapping No-Tail back in again, allows for a double ulti from Jo. And OG, with 3 heroes now on the sideline, will lose their tier 1 tower in mid. Moon cannot stop this from happening. But how much more can Archon take from this?
Middle tower has fallen.
Not much more. They don't have a naturally like, heavy pushing lineup or anything like that. They need to grab these quick objectives, these quick kills, turn it into a numbers advantage game, and then just rotate out. It's kind of like you just want to circle in, circle out, circle in, circle out. Make sure that you create space for your 2 mega cores, your OD and your Ember Spirit, and don't commit too much to it. The issue is that OG's game plan in both games has been incredibly safe. It's just been farm up RPL. Like, we don't care what happens in these mini skirmishes, as long as we know that we have the best late gamer here, that he's just going to continue to farm. You're not going to be able to do anything against him in the mid game. We'll take that trade.
Just wondering if he is really going to be the best late game. As you said, like, OD and Ember work so well against him, so all that farm.
They have no net worth though. They have 10k net worth combined in 16 minutes.
True. The Beastmaster actually outstrips them by 1,000 gold.
That's some Mood Dota.
But he's going to have his level 3 Necro book up pretty soon. It's going to cause a couple of issues during the OG fight.
Never refuse gold given.
Shadows take us.
Taking a Mirana invis, but
Oh, Spirit jump. Oh, he missed the Searing Chains on Fly. The arrow's on the way in as Moon very wisely backs out. They also find that Radiant Observer Ward.
Archon, I think they wait for the Necro 3, get map control, look for a pick-off, deward everything that they can. The Ember Spirit now has the Boots of Travel. He's a long ways off of going for the Battle Fury. Doesn't even have drums. This is, make no mistake about it, this is an incredibly poor Ember Spirit, but he's had a pretty rough time. He especially has been the frontliner for his team, because there's nobody else that can really do so. You've got heroes like Venge and Mirana. Those aren't the trap support that you want in this situation.
Bottom lane, flank lasso. There's a lot of support though behind him, and Fluff and stuff. He gets the swap off. So Moon and Fly both expend their ultimates to try and get that kill, and unable to do so. But Chris now on his way in, throws down the Spirit. If he looks for a good stomp position, this is kind of it. And then he can follow up into the splitter because Jo, he's kind of locked with a follow. Some Fly takes that kill. Moon's got a little bit of space to get out of here with the Flame Break pushing white bit back, but the arrow, Crit walks into it. So again, he's going to get isolated. The Necro Books will take off most of his mana and also a lot of his life as the Beastmaster will find that kill. But now Miracle joins the fight. Nuke is going to get shredded apart by all these PLs with the help of the Zeus Nuke. But that's a big streak to end, but Miracle, wow. Monkeys could just come in from the side. Fly's still finding his stuns. That'll find his second kill for this fight. And then No-Tail, he's completely out of mana. Fluff's got the swap back, and No-Tail, he's down for the count. OG, a 3-for-3 trade-off. They do take 2 of the cores off Archon, but Ember Spirit now, not only has his BT, but he's got another 1,400 gold after that fight.
Almost certain that's worth it for Archon. Like, they have to be jumping with joy. The fact that they were able to win a fight without OD there, and they were able to do so in a really good fashion, and that just comes down to the fact that the level 3 Necro Books, even with Moo dead, they did so much work. They burned off all of the Phantom Lancer's mana. They were able to effectively lock down Crit as well. Really nice play by them. That was almost a 5-man team fight by Archon. They were pretty close to that. The Bat Rider barely gets out with like 100 HP. If not for that, that would have been such a good trade for them.
The next team fight is also going to be stronger now that mech is done over on Whitebeard. Like, their sustain is getting better and better.
I don't even know what things have happened, just because all of a sudden the Ember has second in net worth on his team. He was well behind the Phantom Lancer at one point, even behind the Zeus. They've made a pretty good showing of this so far.
It almost feels like the Ember came in like what you'd expect from like a Queen of Pain kind of role. You just slip in through the rear, you take the kills, you take all the glory, you take all the money and experience.
Sort of like how, what was that team called? CTY plays on eHome. Like, he waits for the fight to shake up, then he shows up at the last second.
The Moonlight Shadow run. The sentry wards are down, however, so Monkeys is very visible. As now he gets attacked, they realize there's detection available there.
I mean, Miracle is not as scary as he once was for Archon, I think. They've got ways to deal with him. They have a lot of clear, like we talked about. And the Beastmaster Necro Books are making it difficult for him to maneuver around as much as he wants.
He will have a different fact to the next fight, though. Like, the Diffuser Blade now being done. So he's got the ability to say, well, you want to burn mana against also Essence Aura. It's like he burns it quickly. But also his illusions could just get destroyed, so... At this point when you're Miracle, like, how do you try and keep yourself, like, and all your illusions alive? Do you just build directly into tank?
I think you just build the standard PL items.
So you still go to Manta and...
Yeah, you still go for Manta. Some people were experimenting with S and Y, but I'm not sure how good it is. I haven't seen it enough, personally, to gauge whether or not it's worth going. Most of the people, though, you just get the Yasha for the farming ability and the fact that it makes you so much faster. And it's just like an all-around good item to have as an Agi core. Like, you'll often see Toby, the gyrocopters, just pick it up without finishing the S and Y, and go for more of those pressing items like the BKB. But you grab it because you never want to straight just go for an item like the BKB. You want to get something like the Yasha, which is just such an all-around item, I think. 16 Agi, 15 attack speed, 8% move speed. It's not bad at all.
Archon's on the hunt right now inside the dire jungle. There is a defensive observer ward up from OG, so I'll understand if someone's sitting on the other side of the tree line and is now yet Jo reveals himself there. But then he makes his, like, he moves to the instant direction of the tier 2 tower in mid. With an observer ward down by Fluff and stuff, I think that was actually scouted out there, but he's actually put 2 observer wards this very narrow path. And Zeus instantly gets rid of the first one. I don't know if you saw that you shouldn't have seen the second.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
We're all kind of in Tradeville at the moment. Moon can't really see an opening onto the Ember Spirit without a little bit of help. Help is on its way. And with a Blink Dagger on fly, he can just jump in nice and quick, and he's going to be able to. Monkeys drag back out, and fingered down. Does he have enough damage? No, the OD imprisonment. Jo will buy him time. The Spirit Awake Chris looking for the thumb timing, but it just wasn't there until the Thunder God's Wrath from No-Tel. That'll find the kill, and they jump forward. They do have the Moonlight Shadow, which is protecting Archon for the moment with the Lightning Bolt. They reveal him up, but Moon, he'll go down. Beastmaster finds the kills. Negra books. They burn off all the mana. Fluffles from No-Tel into more peril underneath that tier 2 tower. So 2 heroes lost for OG for the cost of the Ember Spirit. But the top tier 2 tower was also taken by Archon before that fight began. And Miracle's in very deep here. And he's gonna, okay, yeah, simple doppelganger away. So maybe the tower trade-off is not as big now.
No, that was still an amazing fight for Archon. Like, they lose the Ember Spirit, sure, but you baited the Zeus and the Bound Rider to go deeper and deeper, and the Zeus just is starting to fall behind, and obviously Zeus is gonna do Zeus things, but Beastmaster's effectiveness is really starting to ramp up. You're seeing the Necrobooks just go to work in every single one of these engagements. Like, the Zeus burns through his mana so quickly, he uses his Thunder God's Wrath, 2 Lightning Bolts. Then the Venge is just like, okay, this guy's a dead hero. They've invested so much net worth into a hero that has no defensive capabilities. It's not like he can force staff out or anything. Like, he just gets kind of pummeled. He has to be a little bit more mindful, I think, of his positioning in these fights, just because they kill him so damn fast. Like, as soon as they lose one hero, Archon are just emboldened. Okay, we're gonna take down everybody.
Just picking up the Juggernaut. This observer ward from OG is seeing everything Archon's trying to plan here. That's why it's just not going to work. In fact, OG, with No-Tel and Moon, they're moving in through that Radiant jungle. It's like Monkeys feels the pressure. How close is he? He's got... Okay, so he's got enough for the Claymore, but not the Broadsword just yet. And I'm also seeing an O Club sitting on the Courier for Jo. So it looks to be a BKB build coming out from the OD as his next major item. Considering all the magical damage, makes sense.
Right now, Moon just continues to farm up. Needs to get a gem at some point too, I think. Really just take away as much map control and presence as they can from Archon. Archon has a lot to work with right now, and their 2 cores continue to scale. Like, you can call it 3 at this point. The Beastmaster's huge.
Yeah. He's the biggest hero on Archon.
Yeah, he's barely behind Miracle, who's done nothing but farm, actually.
It's also really good for the Archon supports. Okay, now they finally get rid of that ops. Like you're saying, like both Whitebeard as well as Fluff, they were kind of struggling to keep up with the OG heroes who were being power leveled. Like, yeah, Lion picked up a Blink Dagger, ET picked up like the Veil of Discord. Like, they got so much to work with. But you got a VS level 2 swap now. Like, Fluff can make so much happen. Mirana, Edelford up a Meg, almost having enough money for a full Greaves. Just feels like Archon supports also, like, they just caught up so nicely. So they're not just a simple, like, pick-off for the PL anymore.
Yeah, at one point they definitely were. Now, It's been okay. Although I think I'm actually certain I would rather have an ET and a Lion on my team in the Ultra late game as our 2 supports.
It does feel comfortable. Like, this still feels like the OG high ground defense is very nice.
It's incredibly scary to fight into them, but Archon, they've got to feel pretty comfortable. Like, they've done pretty well for themselves in the last 3 fights. They know that Moon and the Zeus aren't scaling very hard. It's only Miracle that they have to worry about, and I think they have enough control factor to deal with them, honestly, Toby. Like, Archon's not in a bad position whatsoever. They were down like 3k at one point, but that's the most they were ever down. In terms of XP and gold, it's almost near to 0.
I'm still looking for that gem you're talking about on Archon. Like, you get that thing over on the Beastmaster, hello! Now they can get rid of all of the warding on the map, and this, like, you gotta say this gives Archon the advantage, right? Because they're still the ones running Hawks. Like, both teams will be able to very easily de-ward each other. You've got the Zeus and you've got the Beastmaster gem. So keeping vision on this map. Difficult times ahead.
Bat Rider has 1800 gold. Still feeling okay. They're
pushing already.
Yeah, they're all gathering up OG at this bottom lane, even committing the TPs. Miracle now has the Blink Dagger and he can TP in if necessary for this engagement too.
Whitebeard kind of missed his line there for a moment. He threw the arrow, but it hit Roshan instead.
And Jayo's at top. Gets Thunder God's Wrath, so they're gonna spot everything. Miracle should know about the Sodi being at top too.
Oh, Miracle just blinks forward. Jayo! Okay! That was quick. Very efficient. And even on bottom lane, they catch up monkeys as well. 2 huge core pickoffs from OG in a very short span of time.
That's a PL that got a solo kill on their 1 position OD.
They go find Miracle and Trace. The Hawk is up and they can't get the roar in time. They actually get away with murder. And the Archon smoke rotation to get a counter kill fails.
Man, that is demoralizing if you're Archon. They had built up so much for themselves, and they'd done such a good job, Toby. In all honesty, they battled back, they played patient, they played the strengths of their lineup, and all of a sudden you lose 2 cores instantly, and OG are like, oh, it was a nice donation. Miracle gets a solo kill for himself.
It almost feels like our Team Spirit versus Alliance Game 2 game yesterday. Team Spirit actually had enough to win the game, and then they just lost 2 heroes that didn't have buyback, and the game was lost. Like, it's the same kind of like depressing feeling I've got going.
Archon just have to refocus up. They still have the next 3 cores in the game.
Yeah.
In terms of net worth, they're not that far behind by any stretch. This is not some sort of death sentence for Archon. It was a pretty bad slip up to lose both your cores there, leaving them both in positions to get picked off for sure.
Also the timing for monkeys. He just got set back on his Battle Fury because of that.
I'm gonna smoke up though on Archon. Stands there. OD, who's going for the BKB. Smart decision against the Phantom Lancer.
It's gonna be such a difficult kill to get though. Like, 1 even hitting Miracle with an arrow, 2 identifying which one is Miracle. And Thunder God's Wrath triggers again. Like, as to where No-Tail has just been a scout this game. Like majority of these Thunder God's Wrath has just been like, where is Archon moving?
That's how we used to use it back on the C9 days too, just to scout it out. It's not even for the finishing blow for your team fight. You can use it just for vision. If you're not 100% sure where everybody is or you suspect the smoke. It's quite good.
Ooh, they pinged that spirit position. They saw monkeys throw it down. So Moon's waiting for him. The ball from the Beastmaster, however, kind of reveals also what's going on. There's okay. There's a deeper spirit jump now for monkeys to get back out safely. Just a small opportunity that was there. Was OG gonna group up? Is their 5-man fight, like, actually superior to Archon's at the moment?
They're feeling really confident right now, because they know that their Phantom Lancer is the best hero in the game. He's got an ulti orb completed on top of Manta style. Almost certainly gonna be a Scotty.
They're gonna get a tier 2 tower. The Spirit is blocking the ramp, so if Archon want to walk through it, sure. Now the Spirit backs up as fortification happens. Miracle just doppelgangers away, making sure he doesn't get swapped out by Fluff. But the Battle Fury now just gets completed by the Ember Spirit. They're gonna go into the Moonlight Shadow, coming close. The tower gets denied by the Ember Spirit, which actually reveals the fact that they were hiding inside the Moonlight Shadow.
OG want to fight this.
Yeah.
They're pinging out the Sentry Warden Sync fight around it. Everybody from Archon, they're not 100% certain what's going on. They've got the BKB on the OD completed and the Battle Fury though. This might be their best timing. for an engagement, Toby.
And OG hasn't seen that BKB yet.
It's not an item that you hide though.
Just might catch you by surprise if you try and throw everything down. Well, now they're gonna smoke and move. Allows them to walk through this Obs and Sentry, but OG's still here. Actually, they don't have the PL. PL backed out, so Chris the first one to get Searing Chain. Something goes Rattle Trigger, and Jayo under the cover of the BKB. He'll 5-hit down crit. And they're looking for another target, but OG are just bailing out. Blink as quick as they possibly can. Monkeys, he's not in range for the Sleight of Fist Searing Chain just yet. Okay, he just got the tick on the back of move, but didn't get the combination with the Searing Chains. So no targets out. And they're in too deep. Whitebeard is actually underneath that. A Perp Ward and Fly punishes him. That extra range thanks to the Ether Lens means it ends up being a 1-for-1 trade-off, while Miracle is still just flat, like farming and pushing out the mid lane. And he's about to creep skip the top as well.
They really wanted something else on top of that. Like if he's able to get the Sleight of Fist chains off. Because they use the BKB expended on the OD. That's a 10-second BKB, and normally when you use that, Toby, it's kind of the declaration, we're going to win this first team fight no matter what. Our OD is literally untouchable during this team, but everybody from OG kind of understood as soon as their PL was gone. Archon made the correct move. That's the crazy thing. We should take this fight. PL's gone. But OG were just so fast at disengaging, and they just kept baiting Archon further and further in. So all it ends up being is a Mirana trade-off kill.
Oh wow. Moose, that's the second time he's gone for that roar and been denied. He can't risk himself too much because he's still walking around with the team's gem.
This has got to be so frustrating for Archon.
So close, yet no kills.
It's tantalizing.
You just want to find one here. Yes, blink in, roll the crap out of him. Necrobooks will burn everything else they've got so they can't escape. Like that's the goal right now. Whitebeard's gonna find Miracle. Or it could be the other way around, depending how you want to look at it. Because this PL, like, he bought the Orb of Venom before. So he's now sitting about 800 gold away from having... Whoop, hello. 800 gold away from having that Skadi. That blink from Jayo was nice and quick. Dodged the attack, the initiation from Moon. Looks like OG's had enough. They're just going to move over to Roshan. The Hawk is still on the high ground, and this is something which OG do not see. Moon checks the wrong cliffside with the Flame Break.
Everybody from Archon though, gearing up. Ember Sphere now has the Blink Dagger too, so you can keep up in mobility with the rest of the heroes, and this is something that they've been sorely lacking in all of these engagements, and OG continue to completely avoid that.
Here they come. Fluff with his own blink, swapping out Moon, but Monkey's a little bit late. He's going to blink himself forward. They get the Searing Chain on Moon, but there's a lot of support available with OG. They're bailing out. Looks like Moon will be left for dead. They drop down the Sandy's Eclipse. And now that's the 9-second BKB burn from OG. They've got to get this tower as well, right, to make this worth it?
Yeah. You can't just walk away anymore with just these single objective kills. You have to take more. But that's going to mean, again, more space for Miracle. He's got the Skadi completed now too. And at some point, Archon have to deal with this hero, but they might just kind of circumvent things and go for the Roshan right after this. Batrider is probably like the best hero in Dota at fighting around the Rosh pit, just because he has so much mobility. He can drag people on top of the cliffs and firefly them so they can't get things down. They have a Force Staff, but Archon instead are going to decide to go for this tier 2 tower push mid, or bottom. And they're okay with what the PL is doing for now because he hasn't threatened high ground yet. But once he threatens high ground, that's when he come back.
And Miracle actually doppelganging himself forward, starts on Monkeys, uses that diffuser blade, and Monkeys has to defensive spirit back out again. And that takes him to the bottom lane. He doesn't have BTs, he can't come back to defense. So they do not have their Ember Spirit, but Archon's answer to that is just get as aggressive as you possibly can and see if you can catch up. The Blink's off cooldown in 5 seconds time. The Moonlight Shadow will last long enough that Moo can run past the lane of creeps. The Observer Ward also saw which way Miracle went, so he'll doppelganger through the tree lines. And then they just cannot chase that PL.
Really hoping to get something out of that, but at the very least, they were able to get a pick off. They take a tower as well. Not the worst thing in the world, and Miracle continues to farm. And that's, in the last 2 games, it's been the story of the game. Trade farm, trade farm, trade farm. As long as we're not losing too much on the map, we're okay. And OG are now going to go for the major objective of this game. One of the latest rushes I think I've seen in a really long time.
Yeah, they've just been focused more on making sure that Archon can't catch him out. Roshan is just an unnecessary risk for him. They're halfway through him. They're taking a very long time to kill Roshan. Their damage output's quite poor. And Archon, no, now they realize what's going on. Might be able to toss the arrow out. Roshan's still at 2 point now. Now he's 2k. The arrow's gonna fly in. That's gonna be a very short arrow. Yeah, it doesn't actually even reach into Roshan. And Chayo, well, Spirit Jump, he's in on top of Roshan. Side of Fister and Chase so low. Roshan killed by the Dire. PL does grab the Aegis Immortal. As Monkeys will burn up underneath the power of that PL. But the rest of OG outside the pit were just nuked down. Whitebeard's gonna go for another arrow. Miracle sees it coming and will dodge it. Chayo's blink is still on cooldown. And a nice quick TP away from Fly will get him out to safety. So they protect the Aegis Immortal on the PL, but they still lost 3 heroes for that.
And all it really cost them was their Emperor, who I think made the right play anyways. He kept 2 heroes preoccupied by himself, he went for the Roshan, and I don't think that's the worst move that you can go for there. And his team capitalized. They were able to take down 3 heroes in quick succession. They still have... Archon is still in a pretty good position right now. Like, they did give up the Roshan, but killing 3 heroes, it's a nice momentum swing, and it means that the trade is not as worth it for OG.
But can OG now force it? Like, you got a PL who's got an Aegis Immortal in his hands.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like Archon have enough with the Emperor and the OD, plus the Beastmaster to deal with the PL. Like, the larger concern right now for OG is that their Batrider and their Zeus just aren't strong enough.
We're actually not strengthening him with what I thought they were going to, which was the BKB. Looks like Moon's actually going to go for a Shiva's build instead.
Lotus Orb?
Is it Lotus Orb? Yeah, that would make sense.
Take off the Beastmaster Orb. I think that item works really well for their team style too.
While the Zeus is still building into Octarine. Miracle gonna throw out a lance, reveals his position. Whitebeard's in the neighborhood. He's not gonna throw the arrow out. Fluffer's though. He runs forward and now Whitebeard, he wants to wait for the right time. He's gonna Moonlight Shadow, which will allow Fluffer's to escape this one. And Miracle surrounded by 4 heroes. Do they want to do this, however? A Sleight of Fist would really hurt Miracle, but no. He's just gonna blink himself away to safety. He's okay.
He's gonna wait for the rest of his team to catch up there. And weird situation where Miracle's like 1v4ing, but he doesn't really want to fight, and Archon doesn't really want to fight either, just in case the team is close enough. They don't have vision on that side of the map. OG, they're moving down.
They're gonna use Miracle. Just use Miracle as bait. Like, if they want to expend all their abilities to kill him off while the Aegis, the Immortal is there, sure. Monkeys in the meantime tries to keep the bottom lane pushed out, so they got at least some kind of split momentum. And that Spirit is very aggressive. He's going to come back to it right now. So he can fist down the wave already. Miracle. Frontliner. Such obvious bait. But there's no way they want to commit for this, because then they've got to go in and, in fact, interesting swap, just trying to make sure that Jo stays alive. Miracle's being allowed to have this tower. It's like, what do you even do here if you're Archon? Do you initiate on him, knowing that the counter initiation is going to be so strong from OG? But if you don't, you lose your racks.
How do you really fight into this? They have the glyph available, and I don't think Archon should just let this fall.
There's Thunder goes Wrath Moon, he actually got the pick up, dragging back the OD, no buyback. Without him for 70 seconds, Beastmaster's also in a world of hurt. The Necro units aren't doing enough, and Miracle, remember, he's still got this Aegis Immortal. They can dive in deep. There's a Beastmaster buyback available, but really, what's he going to be doing now? Like, he can be the aura, but this top rack is gone. Like, maybe they buy back if the other racks are threatened. But without the OD, they just don't have that power anymore, and No-Tail's trying to force the issue.
They still have the Aegis though, and they don't have buyback on the OD.
Whitebeard's dead.
If OD or if the OD had buyback, he would have used it by now, and OG are aware of that.
Yeah. So they can just push it. I just rotate over towards the mid. Miracle doesn't even care if he dies.
He still has the Aegis right now. He's so strong. I think there was a bit of a miscommunication there. Like, Avenge wasn't able to get in range to swap out the OD to help him in that situation, and he got bursted down so quickly. He needs the time to be able to get the BKB off if possible, or even Astral himself so he can blink out and get into a better spot. OG are going to lose this Rex presumably too. There's no glyph available, and they take it so quickly. Just behind Miracle.
Yeah, 10 seconds is just too long. If they lose the Hemisphere, Fluff has sacrificed himself. He's actually lost the gem as well, so Moon's going to steal that from him. So mid-rack is gone, top rack is gone, the Beastmaster from the OD is up, so there's kind of like one last hurrah that they could have right now as the Ember Spirit and the OD Need to find something. The Beastmaster Aurora's out. There's now, oh no, they last two onto the BKB OD, dragging him out of play. The ETL at least will have no real effect. The Sandy Slip is also the same kind of thing, and PL's all over him. That should be the game right there. OG have put the Emperor as well as the OD back into the grave with no buybacks available. They'll rotate down to get the safety Mega Creep by taking up that bottom lane of Brax. And, well, there really is nothing much more that Archon can do to stop this OG train.
It was slow and it was methodical, but eventually OG, it looks like they're going to get it done. As Who's going to get chased down here too. Still has the buyback available, but with no Ember Spirit and no OD, I don't see a way that they can conceivably win this game. Archon, a much better showing this time around, but they just lost cores when it mattered, and the laning phase really didn't shake up for them. Like, Moon died a lot, and they probably thought, okay, that's fantastic, but at the same time, what did they gain from that? Their OD barely got any harm. I know you're laughing about the Lotus Storm swap.
It's not just that too, it's the fact that Moon decides to attack the Spirit first. Like, he's actually taking out Liquid and doing a lot of stuff effigy, as opposed to taking out the Max as well.
You really gotta drive the dagger in.
Yeah. OG make a bold statement, 2 games in. Like, even though, like, you're not gonna say OG were as dominating as MVP were, they still seem very, very clean, very methodical, and not a lot of things that you can probably expose. Like, you could battle against them and say, hey, we can, like, manipulate